Today we start with our second lesson, which is parallel lines and transversal. So before we proceed, let's very quickly recap what is the meaning of transversal. So in lower classes you must have seen when you have two lines, let us say line L and line M. These are two lines and we have a third line which is cutting both of these lines in two different points, let us say in A and in B. Such a line which cuts the two lines is called a transversal. So in this case, line R is a transversal. It is cutting line L or intersecting line L in point A and line M in B. Now you can see because of this transversal, at every point, angles are formed, right? So you can see one arm is this, one arm is this. So we have one angle, again one more angle here, then the third angle and the fourth angle. So you can see at every point, that is at point A, we have four angles, and at point B, again we have four angles. So total of 8 angles are formed because of this transversal. So today we will see the different pairs. What are the names of these angles that have been given? So let us say the first one that we do is called pairs of corresponding angles. When we talk of pairs, pairs means two angles together. So now you can see this angle. Where is it located? Above the parallel line with the transversal. Similarly, here also above the parallel line with the transversal, this angle. So these two angles form a pair of corresponding angles. So just let me give some name to these points so we can write down the names of these angles. Right. So let us say this is the first angle. Angle CAE. And angle, now this angle. So it will be ABG. So this is the first pair of corresponding angles. Similarly, you can see on this left side, we have this one angle above the parallel line. Similarly, here also we have one angle above the parallel line. So these two angles are also called as corresponding angles. So how do we write the name here? CAD and ABF. So this is the second pair of corresponding angles. Similarly, we can have an angle below the parallel line also. So let us say this one, you can see is below the parallel line and made with the transversal. Similarly, this side also below the parallel line, this angle below the parallel line and made with the transversal. So one here below the parallel line, here also below the parallel line. So this is also the corresponding angle. So how do we name it? EAB and GBH. So this is the third pair of corresponding angle. Similarly, we have one here, one below the parallel line and one below this parallel line. So you can see these two also are a pair of corresponding angles. So name of this angle will be DAB and FBH. So you can see we have four pairs of corresponding angles. One above the parallel line on the right hand side. Again, one above the parallel line on the right hand side. So this is the first pair. Second is on the left hand side above the parallel line. Second pair. Third one is below the parallel line on the right hand side. And fourth is below the parallel line on the left hand side. So we got four pairs of corresponding angles. Second is called interior angle. Now as the name suggests, interior, that means inside. So which are the angles which are inside these two parallel lines is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right? Now out of these also we will make a pair of 2 angles. So you can see these two angles, they are on the same side of the transversal, on the right side. So these two angles together form one pair of interior angle. And these two angles are on this side of the transversal inside the parallel line. So this becomes the second pair of interior angles. So there are two pairs of interior angles. So let's write the name. Now this one first, EAB. And this angle, ABG. So this is one pair of interior angle. Next, this one, DAB. That is this angle I'm talking of. Angle DAB and ABF. So these are the two pairs of interior angles. Next, we go to alternate angle. What is the meaning of the word alternate? After leaving one angle. Okay, so in this alternate angle, we have two different forms. One is called the internal alternate angle and the second is called the external alternate angle. Internal means between the two parallel lines, inside the two parallel lines. External means outside the two parallel lines, that is these two. Interior means these four. Now there is a difference between interior angle and alternate angle. Now you can see these two were interior angles. Whereas in alternate angle, what is the meaning? Leaving one angle. So if I start from here, this is one, I leave this angle and go here. Right? So you can see one angle is on the right hand side, the other angle is on the left hand side. I start from here. This is my first angle. I leave this angle and I come here. So I get this angle. So these two angles are alternate angle and they are inside the parallel line. That is why their name is called as internal alternate angle. So let's write their name, EAB and ABF. Similarly, if I start from here, I leave this angle and I come here. So you can see this forms another pair of alternate angles, interior. So angle ABG and angle DAB. So now hope you understood. Interior is on the same side. So these two are interior angle, these two are interior angle. Meaning of alternate is leave one angle and next. So we are talking of internal. That means only these four angles. So I start from here, I leave this angle and I come here. So I get these two are alternate angles. Similarly, these two are alternate angles. Now similarly, same for the external angle also. If I start from here, I leave this and I get this. So these two angles, that is one on the right hand side, one on the left hand side, they are the alternate angles. So name of this angle will be CAE and this angle FBH, this angle and this angle, right? From here I am leaving this, I am coming here. Now if I start from here, I leave this and I come here. So this is another exterior alternate angle, these two. So angle CAD and angle GBH. So now these are the three pairs of angles that are formed because of a transversal. Which was the first one? Corresponding angles. What are corresponding angles? Above the line on same side, on the other side, then below the parallel line on one side and below the parallel line on the other side. So how many pairs? 4. Interior angles are inside the parallel line on the same side. So this is one pair, this is the other pair. Alternate is on the opposite side. So internal, again you have these two as alternate angle and these two as the alternate angle. Interior, inside the parallel line. This is the parallel line, inside the parallel line. External is outside the parallel line. So again, you can see these two will be alternate. One on the right side, one on the left hand side. Similarly here, one on the right, one on the left. So these two. So these are called pairs of angles, that is two angles together. Now what is the property of these angles if the lines are parallel? That is what we have to see. That if two lines are parallel and a transversal is cutting, then what is the property of these angles? So let's take another diagram and understand it. So let us say here I have a diagram where line L is parallel to line M and we have a transversal N. Now you can see this angle and this angle will be corresponding angles. These two corresponding angles. One below the parallel line, corresponding angles. This and this again corresponding angles. These two interior angles. These two interior angles. This one and this alternate. This and this alternate. This one with this one alternate. And again this and this alternate. So now we have to find out what is the relationship between all these angles. So let us say I'm using a small chart cutout made of the exact measurement that is given here. So you can see this red part is equal to this angle. So I'm just making a mark. So this is represented by the red and this one is equal to represented by the blue color. So let us see which all angles will be equal to this red. So when I will place, you can see that this angle is also equal to the red part. So I got this angle equal. Now similarly, if you will see, here also it is equal to the red part, the measure of the angle that is. And here also you can see the red part is equal. So these are the four angles which will have the same measure, which will be equal. When I will use a protractor and measure them, I will find that their measures are equal. But if I try to keep it here, they are not equal in measure. You can see this is small, this one is also small, and it doesn't even fit here also, right? Now let us see this. So now you can see this is the blue part, and again if I keep it here, you can see this is also equal. That means this angle is also equal to the blue part, and this angle is also equal to the blue part, and similarly even here you can see. So these four angles you will see are equal in measure, and these four angles are equal in measure. So if this is 60 degree, this also will be 60 degree, this also will be 60 degree, and this also will be 60 degrees, right? And now you can see if I place both of the parts, I am getting a straight line or a straight angle. You can see both the angles put together give a protractor shape, and both of them together are forming this line. That is a straight line. That means the addition is equal to 180 degrees. Now let us see the comparison between the angles. Now as you know, this angle and this angle is a corresponding angle, and you can see they are both of the same measure, right? Similarly, this and this is also a corresponding angle. One below the parallel line, one below the parallel line. Again, they are equal in measure. Now again you can see here this angle is equal to this angle. One below the parallel line, one below the parallel line. This is also a corresponding angle. Similarly, one above the parallel line, one above the parallel line. Corresponding angles. So from here what we come to know is that corresponding angles are equal in measure. Right? Let me give them some name. Let us say this is angle A, this is angle B, this is angle C, angle D, angle E, angle F, angle G, and angle H. So from here what we come to know, angle A is equal to angle E. This is one pair of corresponding angle. Then angle D is equal to angle G. This is also second pair of corresponding angle. Angle B is equal to angle F. And angle C is equal to angle H. So you can see all the four pairs of corresponding angles are equal in measure. So if this is 60, this also will be 60. If this is 100, this also will be 100. So we got the property of corresponding angles, that corresponding angles are equal in measure. Now let us talk about the alternate angles. Now let us see the internal or interior alternate angles. Now you can see these two are interior alternate angles. and you can see they are equal in measure. Similarly, these two you can see are equal in measure. So you get angle D is equal to angle F and angle C is equal to angle E. That means alternate angles also are equal in measure. Now let us talk about the exterior alternate angles. You can see A and H are alternate angles. B and G are alternate angles. So here also you can see they are equal in measure. So we get angle A is equal to angle H and angle B is equal to angle G. So again we got the alternate angles are also equal in measure. Now what is remaining is interior angles. Now you can see interior angles on one side, that is angle D and angle E. They are not equal. But what property do they have? As we had discussed, that these two are forming a straight line angle. That is, the addition is equal to 180 degree, a straight line. One red and one blue. Total will be equal to 180 degrees. So you can see here also one blue and one red. That means their addition will be equal to 180 degrees. So from here what we come to know is that interior angle addition is equal to 180 degrees, or in other words they are supplementary angles. Angle D plus angle E is equal to 180. Now this side also one red and one blue, their addition will be equal to 180. So angle C plus angle F is also equal to 180 degrees. So this is the property of transversal which cuts two parallel lines. Now students, you should remember that these properties will be true only if the two lines are parallel. If the lines are not parallel, you cannot use these properties. So let's very quickly revise what we learned. That is, when two parallel lines is cut by a transversal, we get three different pairs of angles: corresponding, alternate and interior. Now corresponding angles are four pairs. And what did we see? Can you see from here? One red, so one red. One blue, one blue. Blue and blue. Red and red. That means what we get is corresponding angles are equal in measure. Next we come to alternate angles. Now the interior one, you can see these two are alternate. Both are blue. These two are alternate. Both are red. That means here also alternate angles are equal. Now let's go to exterior. Again you can check. Both are red. Here both are blue. So again we get alternate angles are equal in measure. Now let's come to interior angles. What are interior angles? On the same side of the transversal. So you can see one is blue, one is red. That means interior angles are not equal, but their addition will be equal to 180. Similarly, this side also one is red and one is blue. So again their addition will be equal to 180. So these are the three pairs of angles that are formed on a transversal which bisects two parallel lines. So again revise this, go through it 2 or 3 times so that when the assignment is given you will be able to understand the names of the various angles and their pairs. Thank you.